What's up everybody, my name is Shaz Eternal and today's video will be covering Fireheart's knowledge and information provided by the community itself, as well as things that you guys didn't know about. The best way to describe this video is by calling it Iceberg. If you guys enjoy my content, feel free to support me by sharing this video and having my information be seen by the rest of the community in any way possible. Subscribing and liking the video also helps me as well, so if you really like my content, please be sure to leave your notifications on for when I post as well. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Here we have things that everyone pretty much knows about in the community: Demonfall 2, the testers, and development. Demonfall 2 is the runner-up and alleged golden grace of the community, stated by Arox himself. This game is promised to be better than its predecessor in every way possible. The development of Demonfall 2 is currently unknown, but with the new wave of testers that have access to the new games, testing by Arox himself and his development team. Next, we have the testers themselves. There have been many generations of testers within the community, and they have all been removed and refreshed over the past few iterations of the community's lifespan. The team of testers in the past were actually promised many things by Arox himself during the development stage on Demonfall. This, of course, didn't come true, and the entire old wave of testers got removed. So to this day, the current wave of testers have no idea that this was even a promised item that you're seeing right now on the screen. And if it does come out as an accessory for the current state of testers, then it wouldn't be fair to the old wave of testers that were originally planned. The competitive community of Demonfall, otherwise known as factions, was actually split into two sections at first, each for the races that the game had in store: Slayers and Demons. Both at the time would grant you an in-game title if you ranked high enough. The Slayer side, otherwise known as the Slayer Core, was actually split up into server-based subdivisions called dojos, and there was one for each breathing. Stuff like water, mist, flame, etc. They basically had a dojo for each breathing at the time. They had their own ranking system through PvP and PvE aspects through world bosses, and it was pretty silly in comparison to what the Demon faction had, which we'll get into right now. Now, the Demon faction had nothing but pure PvP combat to its ranking system. This combat also included rules to prevent anyone from just one-shot comboing their opponent. A lot of players outside the competitive scene disliked the rule set, but it did differentiate who could actually perform the best without simply landing the first in one. This faction also birthed the most important game aspect to this day in form of techs. We'll get to one specifically later on in the fourth layer. The current staff/support system now is via the Fireheart website, a link that takes you into a new directory to report bugs and players, or to appeal a ban. Before this, there was simply a separate server that others would have to join to appeal their bans and report other issues in the game. This server was, of course, ran by Arox and other moderation team members at the time. While this is more so something everyone else knew prior to the past, I do want to throw this in this layer due to the new generation of community members that I've seen around not knowing about this. Next, we have the nukes. There actually has been multiple past iterations of Fireheart, much different from the one you see now as the official. This is due to the previous servers being nuked. The first instance was due to a small uprising from the former staff team after being demoted in unison by the newer wave of staff that came in from Holy War X, a project by Alfrix that's currently in development still. This also included the support server I mentioned earlier. This caused a lot of previous ban logs to go missing, warranting an unbanned wave for people in the past. There's even someone who was a part of this nuke currently within the community still. Keep this in mind. I'm pretty sure they know who they are too, so. The second instance is when Arox's account was reportedly hacked, causing the entire server to be purged of channels in an instant. This, to my knowledge, is the most recent mass main server disastrous event that's happened recently. If there is another one, I will try to find it, but I'm pretty sure this was all like the main server nukes. I've decided to give this its own layer due to the breakthrough that it had done for gameplay. Vexstaining is a combat tech for Soryu combat style pure demons that allow them to perform another set of M1s in a combo. This is a major game changing tech due to Soryu style M1s lacking the necessary damage needed to rival Slayer M1s with Kendo. This eventually led to creation and discovery of many more techs that are spread from what was at first the competitive community to now the entire main community as a whole. This was revolutionary. Ryota was at first a Demonfall clan server that had been created during a Demonfall content drop. In more specific terms, clans were made as an unofficial sub-faction with their own fan rankings. Such others included Time Chamber, XYZ, Pluto, and many others that still exist within a game community. Ryota was then made the official faction server at the approval of the current standing managers at the time. From this point, every ranking within the server was rearranged to fit the official guidelines and standards as any other past faction. Over time, as tensions grew high and the community went through multiple changes in news and exploits, Ryota fell upon the gaze of the returning management. This sparked a huge issue as there began rumors of the management team planning to remove Ryota's official faction status and making their own. In response, the management of Ryota formed a group chat with those in Fireheart management to come to an agreement. This agreement was turned into a setup ruse as a certain manager had decided to take things into their own hands and sent his own secret team into the server to frame the entire community of Ryota for being pedophiles. Those who were banned from this entire operation were then unbanned soon after they easily and effortlessly proved any allegations against them were made false and or taken out of context. This entire operation proved to be successful, as not only did the entire staff team successfully ruin Ryota's reputation by spreading the information into the main server, but they also banned anyone who tried to defend themselves to the public or anyone who also talked about Ryota at the time. Soon after, the development and construction of the new faction server began. This is currently the faction server you see today. Note that this server that you see right now is still listed as an unofficial faction due to in-game rankings being done through ranked. To shed more light on this topic, you will see that those who were in fact accused of pedophilia with valid evidence are still within the community to this day. Those people were banned from Ryota and they're still in Fireheart to this day. Stop allowing people like this to stay in the community after deliberately trying to push the agenda that an entire community was full of predators, and yet you keep one person whom was banned from Ryota for said reason in the community. Not even one, there's multiple. You know who it is. Stop pushing your own agenda, for God's sake. And to the manager who orchestrated all of this, you know who you are as well. Ironically so, you were present during multiple occasions where other managers were demoted to things you were either involved in or had knowledge of yourself. Unlike my case, you can't defend people who have done wrong within the community publicly for everyone to see. Your agenda is blatantly able to be seen, and you yourself are far from innocent. And that marks the end of the iceberg. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to drop me a like and spread this to as many people as you can. My goal is to inform those within the community of the history of this game and what it has come to today. And the next video you'll see from me will be a community timeline where I cover some more topics that you saw here, but in more explicit detail, including my time and view as a former staff member myself during the crisis of illegal specs and black marketing. And as always, be sure to refill your popcorn. You'll love this next part. Take care.
I'll be three of your members. Get the fuck out of the game! Get out!
Giggle. Look, everyone quiet. I need to talk to people.
Only destroy you and Jesse. You guys are so bad.
I beat three of you niggas both times. How do you let me get away with it? I beat three of you niggas both times. I mopped the floor. No one even came close. My team was like, Wayne, please carry. And I came in and I was number 1, baby. You even, no one even, I'm number 1. You can't compete.
So hard, bro.
I come in.